Hello, my name is Matthew, and this is the Zedcraft Season 3 Survival Server. It's been some time since I made an episode. There's been a lot going on. Here's the base, but this is not the focus of what I'm currently doing. The big build, the really big build, the one I was never sure I was going to do, has begun. As you can see, there's a lot of scaffolding laid out here in beautiful, beautiful dirt. And underneath, centered around my creeper farm, right down there at the bottom, is the big hole, which there's a lot more digging to do here. I'm getting some help from Aaron, and I hope to be recruiting some more people in exchange, probably for large quantities of diamonds, to help out. But that will take a while. I want to start getting some of this infrastructure up. Now, I've just finished sort of doing the design here, and it's going to have some more, but this is the basis of it. So what do we have? There is a large dome, basically. Here, this is a decent place to look at it from. So, large dome with this sort of slightly twisted rise going up. And as you can see, this isn't a spherical dome. It's going to be slightly easier to build, and it's going to be slightly more interesting. In the middle, there's this big circle at the bottom here, and then there's that raised circle that's smaller in the middle, which is a spherical cross section to get that up, or I suppose it's a cross section of a torus actually when it's built as a 3D object. And then here at the bottom, we're digging out on diagonals like this. I'm not completely sure if I want to use the circle at the bottom. That's yet to be decided, but the diagonals will definitely be used. So I'm leaving them kind of unfinished, just lit at the moment. And that's a choice that can be made in the future, and it won't have wasted any digging work up to that point when it's done. So, yeah, this is the plan. This is big build. There's a canal going right through it. I've got to think about what to do about that. Rerouting or removing it. The canal to the creeper farm has obviously been terminated, and that is all going to be removed. Transport options have changed. So I've got Elytra, obviously, I'm using them now. I use that most of the time. I've got now a mini nether hub, so there's another portal that can take you out here. And also it's 1.16 now, so we've got soul speed. So I think what I might do actually is replace the canal with a soul speed highway, because that's a rather fun way to see the world. And it's faster than boats, and you don't have to faff around with boats. You just have to make sure you've got your soul speed booties on. So there we go. Somebody very kindly just slept for us while we were talking. I don't want to get attacked by phantoms when I'm up here. Now, as for the dome itself, I don't think I'm going to make it all solid. There's going to be a lot of airspace. The central circle at the moment, that is planned to be open, so you can just fly straight in and out of the top. This part here, I am going to fill with glass. I'm going to need a torus generator for that. And this part here, these centerpieces here will be fully glass as well, possibly different colours. I'm not completely sure about that. Ah, here's Aaron. Let's see what needs to be said. So after that quick consultation about how the design and the digging is going, I can continue to explain to you guys what the vision is. So I was talking about glass in these spaces here and in this space here, but obviously I'm not going to keep the dirt. I'm going to use, I think, spruce. I really love that dark. There's some spruce. No, that's dark oak. Well, it's dark. Spruce is a slightly richer brown, So the plan is to use spruce, which means I'm going to have to harvest an awful lot of it. There is going to be thousands of it needed. I'm not planning on making them one by one either. They're going to be a bit chunkier than that. Using spruce wood rather than logs in places because I don't really want the ends to show, I don't think. At least I can grow giant spruce trees in my farm and they're reasonably quick to harvest. I might plant some more near here though so that they can grow while I'm building. I'll trade for the glass with villagers. There is no way I'm digging up and smelting that much sand, especially because Zedcraft's mining desert is pretty much empty. And I might go for variegated woods. I'm going to need to test that out on a creative server. I mean, looking at that, using multiple woods there together as Hedrosia and Souffle Girl's wool does is really rather cool. So, you know, there's options and I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. And then down below, when the digging is done, whatever shape we finally dig that to, it's going to then be internally terraformed. So I'm thinking grass, water, trees, lots and lots of light. It needs to be kept spawn proof down there, not just for safety, but to keep the creeper farm working really well. And some kind of glass construction around the creeper farm so that you can observe it in action without having to let any light in. So I need to measure distances very carefully. But at the moment, the spawning platforms actually are all below level 7. So they all work perfectly, even with this exposure. So that gives me the sort of the basic idea as to how to do that. And I might just build a glass cylinder around it or something. And maybe replace some of the blocks it's made of so it looks prettier. And I might also put in a redstone system so that I can light it up and turn it on and off. But that's a long way off. There's a lot of building to be done. And yeah, I'm just going to get on with that and make some more of this episode when some stuff is there to look at. So see you in a bit. Well, I got to be honest. I really like how that's starting to look. However, it's an absolute pain to build because of this inside curve here. You get up there and you just bump your head on everything, and I got dirt scaffolding everywhere, and it's going to be a right pain to get rid of. I think I'm going to need to go and get some real scaffolding and go up there and build it sort of externally, because just pillaring up on the wood blocks doesn't really work out so well. So you can see I haven't finished this side yet, but looking at it from the angle where you can't see that it's not finished, fairly pleased. I don't know how to negotiate the crossover yet, and then shift into that, but obviously the logs are going to be laid horizontally for this part. But I think this is right. I think this is the right size for it. Yeah, pleased. Progress being made. Let's carry on. Chop, 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 chop. Here I am a chopping trees as the sun goes down. Chopping, chopping, chopping trees. Chopping, chopping, chopping trees as the sun goes down. The sun goes down, the sun goes down as the sun goes down. I'm chopping, chopping, chopping trees as the sun goes down. Chop, 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 chopping trees. Chop, 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 chopping trees. Chop, 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 chopping trees as the sun goes down. Chop, 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 chopping trees. Chop, 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 chopping trees. Chop, 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 chopping trees as the sun goes down. As the sun goes down, the phantom's gonna get me. This would be a lot less tedious if I didn't keep falling off my own pillars. There. Mismatch up there. I wonder what's correct. I haven't really looked at this. Of course, I'm making everything thicker by doing this. I think that is correct. Well, we'll say that for now. A little early to worry about all of the details, right? Back down we go. Actually, this bit's quite fun. Way! Not so much when you do that. Back up we go. Yep. That's what I was hoping it would look like. Yep. Yeah. It's not as delicate. It's sturdy. And it does need to look like something which can support itself. Even in Minecraft physics, where that kind of thing is generally unimportant. So, how much spruce wood have I got left? Might as well just get started on this part. I need wood and logs, and I need to go there and there, and then, oh dear. Well, here's the thing. I have done 2/4 of this massive, massive dig, and when you're standing down in the bottom, I mean, all of that frame doesn't even load. That's kind of a problem. I'd rather have a mega structure that I can easily see all of, but there we go. Let's come in now. And yeah, I've done a bit more wood placement around the frame as well. Starting to get around the circling thing. I did a lot of this during Minecraft Live the other day. Give you an idea of when I'm recording this. So here's a couple of days after the last clips that I made. It takes quite a long time. I've made more picks. I now have, I think, 8 netherite picks with Silk Touch. And I had 9, but I broke one. That was annoying. Just not paying quite enough attention, and you hear that snapping sound. So yeah, this is the one I'm working on now. I'm just kind of taking slices off the side. I keep changing the pattern I'm digging with to keep it more interesting. Aaron dug all in here and laid this all out and lit it up, which is kind of cool. I find this incredibly claustrophobic, so I wouldn't have wanted to do it that way. But it means I don't have to worry quite so much about doing the shape at the ends, which is it's nice. It's not a massive hardship, but it's nice to sort of be free of that some of the time. So I need a lot more spruce. There was, I have to say, many, many, many stacks of spruce went into just this. And I need to do all of that, all of this, all of this. I don't think I'm going to be restocking spruce at the wood shop for a while. I've also expanded some of the beacons so they've got regen and speed on. It just makes life a little easier around here. I need to move some beacons as well because this one is now not quite reaching. I'm not sure it's quite going to reach the bottom, although that one might cover it. But there was a spot down there I didn't have haste for a bit, which is a little bit annoying. And I can extend this one too. I've got, I think, 2 or 3 more actual beacon blocks to put on. And you can see I got 53 gold blocks just sitting in my inventory. So yeah, that's progress. And I'm thinking this is looking pretty good. I'm just going to head back to my base and get some more supplies. I'm running incredibly low on food. Those 4 steak are the only 4 steak that I actually possess. I've got some bread, but what I need to do is breed up cows. And of course, because I'm out of range of my cow breeder, they're not growing up while I'm building, and that's kind of annoying, I have to say. So I need to spend some time here, get food sorted out. I could switch over to eating bread or raw carrots or something, or I could smelt up all this gold and go to the gold farm and get a load of nuggets and, make golden carrots, which are a fantastic food source. I could go try trade for some as well. Now, I've got to say, one of the nicer things about this dig is that I'm picking up a fair few bits of diamond ore. So it's quite fun to fortune my way through them and see how many diamonds I'm getting. Let's see how many this is. It's 31 diamond ore, I think. Hit over a stack. A stack plus 17. Very nice. Let's pop that away in the valuables chest. And I've got some other diamonds floating around in my ender chest. Look at that. That is a full stack of diamond blocks. Plus 2, nearly 2.5 more stacks of diamonds, which is great. Now oops, just put that away. I was going to try and make good use of those. I put an advertisement in the Zedcraft newspaper, a copy of which I do not even have in my base, asking for diggers. And I have had no responses yet. Now, this might just be a bad time because the server's Halloween district has started up and there's a lot of enthusiasm going on out there. But I was willing to pay them and everything because really, what good are those diamonds doing me or the community sat there in my ender chest? Yeah, but in the meantime, unless somebody does get interested, I'm going to have to try the server Discord and stuff as well. But until such time as I get some help, it's just me digging, chopping, and digging. So that's the update. I'll probably be back with another clip recorded in another couple of days, and we'll see what has happened by then. Hello everyone, I'm back. It's 2 more days later. I think I lose track of real time these days. I rather like the view from here. I've just flown over from my base, so most of the chunks are still loaded back there. And oh, it looks great. Oops, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like flying backwards. Ow, that was my face. Anyway, as you can see, maybe if I go forwards, as you can see, not only are there slime chunks down here, there's a whole nother quarter done. We're 3/4 of the way through the digging now. Aaron came and helped again. Still nobody else has. I need to advertise more widely. I think if I could get like 5 people here for a session, we could just demolish this pretty quick. But I've had some ideas about what to do down here, and I want to try some things out. And it's going to involve going and getting materials, and it's going to involve some annoying mining, because it's one of those things where you have to get rid of all the bedrock. All the things that aren't bedrock. I mean, I could do the bedrock breaking trick and get it down to a flat layer of bedrock, and that would be pretty awesome. But can you imagine doing that over this much space? No, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to carve out a little space, and I'm going to grab a few supplies and try some things out. And I'll do it on camera so that you can see whether it works or not. And it's all completely honest, and now I'm stuck in this hole. That's the problem with digging around in the bedrock. So just break out a few more of this, and then I will go and get what is required. So what I have is one trick that we did on season 2 in the community quad witch farm, and it was pretty awesome. And basically, you just fill in all the gaps with black glass, and it makes this wonderful, slightly foggy, slightly fuzzy thing. Bedrock is a really unique texture in the game. There's nothing else that quite looks like it. So something like this definitely helps to make the most of it. And actually what we did at the witch farm was a proper fog effect, so it was alternating colour layers, which I must admit was a bit of a mind bend to build. So I'm just going to see, so obviously just black glass is much more clear, but then you get something that's a bit different. It's less mysterious. It shows you all this structure, but it doesn't make you jump around on it, and I actually really like that. So that's my one stack of black glass that I have in stock used, and that could be a good option. I mean, this is going to be sectional. I'm not going to use the same treatment everywhere. So just because this is here does not mean everything is going to be this. It doesn't mean that this is not a winner takes all scenario. And the other thing I want to try, and I've just realised I haven't quite got everything I need for it, I'm going to need an infinite water source. Ugh, silly. Too fast, too hasty. There we go. So I'm going to fill the bedrock in with water and then try putting glass on the top of that for a watery look. And maybe there could be like sea pickles underneath for lighting, or something else. Waterlogged lanterns are now a thing. Waterlogged soul lanterns might be rather nice, I think. So I'm just going to get going on that. And it probably, here's the fun part, probably should be source blocks all the way. So this is going to be probably, if I'm going to do a lot of this, I will need more buckets, because I'm not getting infinite sources down there. But as large areas get done, I'll get a few. There's one, another one. Go and pick up some more. Definitely, to actually build this, more buckets. Was I going to put glass here? Or there's one question I need to check. Do mobs actually spawn on bedrock? Okay, I checked the wiki. Mob spawning is prohibited despite the fact that it's not classified as a transparent block. So that means if I put glass in the top level and the water's down below, that might work. I don't like that. I don't think the water adds anything. If you're going to do something like that, I think it needs lava, and I'm not sure I've got the patience to wrangle lava, because there's no such thing as an infinite lava block. And I think black glass here, it looks so crisp next to this. It's not quite the same. So I think it's going to be fill it with black glass is going to be the answer. Although I'm a bit curious, if I just go top level with the black glass, what would that do? So I guess I need to break a few of these. And see. Just pop it all on this side maybe. Doesn't really look any different, does it? If I turned connected textures off, I suspect I could tell. But like this, it really doesn't look any different. So that's great. That means I can use a lot less black glass. Nice. And it's going to be a lot easier to build too. And those are all non-spawnable spaces, so I don't have to worry about filling it in or lighting it up, although lighting it up Putting a few lights in might be nice, but I don't think I'm ever going to get that out, am I? Oh, there it was. It popped in. Yeah, getting some lights under there would potentially look really good. One last thing. This wood framework. JCat Bat left me a present of like 1 3/4 shulker boxes of spruce logs, among other things. And I think she was expecting me to sell them in my log shop. But no, I need the spruce. I really, really need this. What is this doing here? I really need the spruce, so I'm going to use it to build. Well, everybody, it has happened. Last night, we finished the hole. Many, many thanks to Aaron and Boonsey for helping me out with the last bits of the digging yesterday. And as you can see, it's quite a big space. I've trimmed some stuff off the edges of the creeper farm as well, but that's all still dark. That top cover there, that is actually big enough to block the light out from all of those platforms. I'm probably going to lower it. I need to figure out kind of how can it be smaller if it's lower down. Maybe that would be quite nice. And just bring this into a sort of more compact state. I'm not going to add any layers because actually while we've been working, it has produced quite a lot of gunpowder. I've got a full double chest of the stuff again now. So it's doing what it needs to do for me. This is not a big commercial operation really, although if it really kicks out a lot of gunpowder, then I'll have to build a sugarcane farm and start selling rockets, I think. Now, as you can see, I've extended the experiment with the floor as well, and made it bigger. It's not perfect. There's still some lava here and there. It's quite hard to get rid of all the lava. I haven't quite managed to get rid of all the stone as well. But I will gradually take care of all of that. I'm unsure about this for the whole area, but I'm going to use up all the glass I've got, which is that much more. So actually, that might even cover all of this. And because there's only about 3 stacks, this much, maybe less than 3 stacks. So it's looking pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with it. And there's just so much more to do. The idea that I'm going to go with for this, obviously I've got to do all this framework building, and then put some glass in and get this looking like it should. Figure out what to do along these big side pieces here. There is so much work to be done, but I've decided what the overall vibe for the final decoration is actually going to be, and that is a pleasure ground. Or a statue park, or just somewhere people can hang out and is really nice, and maybe watch the creepers burning to death in the middle. I think that's perfectly valid. There's nothing weird about that, right? So decorate all of that. There'll be something done with the sides, and it probably won't involve coating the sides. It'll probably involve replacing the sides with another block because I don't really want to make it any smaller. And then when that's done, and it's obviously it's all got to be completely spawn proof, partly so the creeper farm continues to work, and partly because there are slime chunks down there. I'm going to have statues. I'm going to have sculptures. I'm going to have a few big constructs. I'm thinking, honestly, these bits here are going to be ripe for that kind of build because they'll stand up sort of over everything else. But there's also going to be some down in the bottom there, and maybe sticking out of the sides. It's going to depend what the designs are. And someone was asking me earlier, is there going to be a role for community help with the rest of this big project? And I think the answer is yes. And I think the answer is statue design competition. So I need to figure how that's going to work and put that together somehow. But I think this is a great place to stop this episode. Obviously, there's so much more to do, but if I finish the project and then try and edit it into an episode, it's probably going to be about 3 hours long. So I will stop here. I will say goodbye. I will say thank you for watching. And I do hope you come and join me in the future where there'll be more of this project done, explained, in progress, wherever we're at. Thank you very much. My name is Matthew. This is the Zedcraft Survival Server, and thank you. Goodbye.